Hey, what's up guys? This is Coach DeLalo. We got Johnny here as my model for you. We're gonna go over some basic sequences today for the full body. We're gonna start with shoulders, go down to low back, and hit the hips as well. But first we're gonna start off with just 3 things I want you to start paying attention to throughout your 90% of the day, and that 90% being our walking, our resting, and our standing. We're gonna start down at our foundation. So if you notice Johnny's feet, the first thing we wanna make sure is that our feet are pointing straight forward. We use the second toe as a cue for that. Try to get that second toe pointing straight forward. I always like thinking too, the big toes will be a little bit closer than those A, or like an A shape there. The next thing Johnny's doing is keeping his weight on this outside strong edge of his foot from the second toe wrapping around to the side, or as we call it in Goata, inside ankle bone is nice and high. So that's where we start at the foundation. Catch yourself standing. If you're duck-footed, you know, if you're kicking out one hip, for all ladies out there that stand like this, one hip out, try to bring yourself back to this neutral standing posture at our feet. The next thing we're gonna go into is the hips. A lot of us like to throw the hips forward, so we're gonna get into our back chain, which Johnny's doing beautifully here. If you turn to the side, Johnny, and face that way. Just so we can see, we're trying to sit right here on the side. You can feel this femur bone. We want this to sit directly above that outside ankle bone. And start playing with this. You're gonna have to exaggerate a lot at first, really throw your butt back. Try to feel the glutes, these lower legs engage the supporting muscles. And then the last thing Johnny's gonna focus on throughout his day when he's not doing his recode is his resting postures. The biggest thing we do that's bad for us is sitting in a chair. So let's come down to the mat real quick. This is just a Seiza Shin sitting position. This position I want you to try to get in whenever you find yourself in a chair or couch. Get on the floor, because that's the one thing that's going to be decoding you the most throughout the day, along with some of the other things we do. If you can't get down to this posture, we have other little video classes that show the different resting positions, ways to modify this to make it easier to get lower. So if you can't get all the way down, we can elevate your hips with some blocks. We can throw some blankets behind the knees if you're feeling pressure. So you can go ahead and check those out if you need more ideas for resting postures. All right, now let's get started. We're going to come back to standing. We're going to get into our shoulders. First thing we're going to work with is some controlled articular rotations, and Johnny's coming right back to his good waiting posture. Straight foot, inside ankle bone high, his butt's back. Now we're going to take his left arm, he's going to put it behind his back, just as a little block. He's going to stay nice and tall here. He's going to start with his right arm. We're going to go up across the midline into flexion, straight up overhead. Johnny's going to go nice and slow. We're going to go all the way up into flexion. Then when he can't flex anymore, he's going to start reaching back, rotating his bicep and palm away from him. Rotating that arm in all the way around, making a big circle. And then we're going to reverse that motion. Johnny's going to kick straight back towards the wall. When he can't get up anymore into extension, we're going to rotate back up overhead into flexion. Johnny's going to come right back down to the starting position. We're going to get 2 more of those. We're going to do a couple strict ones, and we'll go into more of an easy flow with it. So let's go get 2 more, Johnny. Nice and slow. That arm's going to get up into full flexion. He's going to rotate that palm and bicep away. Good. Then reverse, kick straight back again. Find that block, rotate all the way around and forward. Good, go and relax. So for those reps, you're gonna get anywhere from 3 to 5 of the strict ones. Then we're gonna kind of free it up a little bit, get a little more organic, and let Johnny relax his upper body, kind of release the tension. And we'll start just doing these big circles, letting the spine get into it a little more. We can go backwards, we can circle it forwards. Again, whatever feels good. You can shake the arm down here. Just kind of get a little organic with it, whatever feels good in that shoulder. And then we're going to switch sides. So then he's going to go on the left side. So just so you can see it from this side as well, we'll do 1 rep. So we're going to go straight up across the body, across midline, up into flexion, straight up overhead. Good. And then Johnny's going to rotate in. And all this motion, we want to try to get in the shoulder joint. Think that we're just trying to lube up your joints, keep them healthy. Just like you got to maintain your car, we got to maintain these joints. Good. And then same thing on this side, 3 to 5 reps of the stricter ones, and then we're just going to a little more freedom. Let that shoulder free, let the spine go, and kind of whatever just feels good here. You can even think of kind of flinging tension out of the fingers. Good. All right, now our next step in this sequence, we're going to come back to the wall. So we're talking about that back chain earlier. This is going to help us start to feel that. So we're going to get the butt back. I'm going to have Johnny's feet about a foot off the wall, maybe a little bit more. The big thing I'm looking for is that his knees stay behind his ankles. So we're at a little bit of a shin angle there. We're not knee over ankle. We want it back behind. Then I'm going to have Johnny think of rotating from his hips, trying to point those knees out a little bit. Heels are going to stay down, and then I'm having to put a little pressure into this fourth and fifth, try to press back up into the wall. Good. Now Johnny's sitting in his back chain. He's about here against the wall. Again, you want to feel it in the hamstrings, the butt light up. Now we're going to bring our knuckles to our temples. We're going to do some elbow touches. So we're going to go in, open up on the inhale, exhale as we touch. Nice full inhales, full exhales. We're going to get 15 to 20 reps here. And we're going to be holding this nice bow position. Again, his foot straight. He's on that outside edge, and he's back in his back chain. Good, Johnny. Really try to open up that chest. Nice. Now we're going to stay and hold in this sequence. He's going to release his hand. We're going to go into some shoulder circles. So the palms are going to be up. And we're going to start making nice big circles back. And I want you to work from big circles and slowly work your way to smaller ones. This one we can do for time. Think about 30 seconds to a minute. Good. And try to reach the hands back towards the wall. Again, we're thinking of trying to open that chest up. Then we'll go palms down, forward. Same thing, we'll start big, and then we'll go smaller and smaller as we go along. Nice, Johnny. Good, go ahead and relax. All right, from standing, we're going to relax, come off the wall. Again, when you come off, if you feel like you got a little lit up and stuff back here, don't go back to throwing those hips forward. Keep that butt back. All right, now we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to come into our Seiza shin sitting position. And we'll just start down here. We'll leave the band by the side for a second. We'll just start with some shoulder rolls. So I'm going to have Johnny sit here. He's going to roll his shoulders forward, arms go in. Then we're going to come up, roll those shoulders back and down. Good. We'll just do a few big forward circles. And then we're going to go back. I'll let you know when to go reverse. And again, even sitting here, Johnny's in his back chain. We got the ribs just in front of the butt here. Spine's nice and long. Good. Reverse it. Again, trying to make the biggest motion you can here. We're just trying to bring movement to these areas where we're feeling stiffness, tightness. A lot of us carry stress up in these traps. Try to get them to pull down, make really big circles, get them to release. Good, Johnny, relax. All right, next we're going to go into some work with the Theraband. We have these little tube ones. You can use these. There's all kinds of different Therabands out there. Just get something easy. I'm not looking for something to really strengthen or cause a lot of resistance right now. We want it to be pretty easy. Again, shoulders are a gentle area. We're going to come straight up overhead with these, do some around the world. We're going to go all the way around, touch our butt, come all the way around back forward. Good, and as we come back, the palms will open up. As we come back forward, those palms will close down. And we're going to get about 15 of these, 15 to 20 range. Again, if they feel good, you can get more. There's no limit, but at least get a minimum of 15. Nice, Johnny. We're going to have Johnny get a couple more here just so you can see the motion. Nice. All right, and our next variation we're going to go into with the band. Just some overhead pull down, so we're going to come straight overhead into flexion. Again, make sure you're not leaning back. Get those ribs forward in front of that butt. Then we're going to pull straight down behind the back. The band's going to go just below the shoulders, and then we control it back up. And then we're going to rep this out. Same thing again, 15 minimum. If you want to get more, get more. Nice, Johnny. We're trying again, getting these shoulder blades to move around a little bit, getting things to unstick. Get two more, Johnny. Good, and our last one now, we're going to go into some pull aparts. So we're going to start with the band up at our eye level, and we're going to pull down and through the chest. I want to make sure you have a little bend to the elbow, and make sure we're pulling from the back. I want Johnny to pull down and back through his chest. Good. Again, trying to get rid of this habit of the shoulders shrugging up. We're trying to really pull them down by activating the muscles in the mid-back. Good. And again, 15 to 20 minimum. Then you can get more if you want more, if you feel like you're getting a lot out of these. Nice, Johnny, go ahead and relax. All right, from here, let's come into tabletop position. So I'm gonna set Johnny up in tabletop. We're gonna get his knees right under his hips. I'm gonna have him scoot his knees back just a little bit. Hands right underneath the shoulders. I want you to think of your hands as your feet too. We're bringing more weight out towards the outside edge of the foot. And we got that inside wrist bones kind of sitting up a little higher. Now we're gonna start with some scapular pinches. So I'm gonna have Johnny drop his chest, pinch his shoulder blades back, then he's gonna press through the floor, pull them apart. We're just gonna get a few motions here. Then we're gonna start adding some rotation from the shoulders. This is where it gets a little more difficult. As he presses and pulls the shoulder blades back, he's opening his elbow pits forward. As he comes in, they're closing. Open, and then he's closing that shoulder internal as he pulls apart. Just to get a little more rotation up into the shoulders. Good, now we're gonna go into some full circles. So I'm gonna Johnny pinch back. We're gonna shrug those shoulders up to the ears. He's gonna pull the shoulder blades apart and then pull them down. He's gonna try to make the biggest, smoothest circle he can here. And again, just think of as much movement, as big a circle as you can make. We're trying to keep it all in the shoulder blades here. I don't want the rest of his back going into any sort of extension or flexion. It should stay somewhat neutral. And then we're just going to reverse this motion. Nice, Johnny, good. And you see he's doing his best to make it nice and smooth. We don't want it to be like pop and lock type motions. We want to make nice, smooth circles. Good. Couple more there. Nice, Johnny. Go ahead and relax. Let's come face down all the way under the mat. Now we're going to come into a little shoulder stretch, chest stretch here. I'm going to have Johnny start with his left arm on the floor. We're going to get his elbow to sit just above his shoulder. And this is important because it's going to give a good pull across his pec and pec minor in here. And then Johnny's going to press his right hand into the floor, and he's going to rotate and twist over. As he's twisting, oops, opposite leg, he's going to think of pulling away from this back arm so we can get a good stretch across that pec. And he's just going to hold. And we're going to breathe. When we're breathing here, I'm going to have him breathe in the area where he's feeling the most tightness, whether that's his shoulder, his pec. You might be feeling a little bit in his back too. Just think of breathing in the areas where you're feeling a lot of tension, trying to release. Even in your head, say release, release as you exhale, trying to get things to let go a little bit more. He's going to hold this stretch for anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. Start easy. Maybe start with a minute and start gradually increasing your time up. If you get any sort of tingling, numbing sensations, obviously come out of the stretch, go back into it. It might take a few times before that goes away. All right, Johnny, let's go and switch sides. Remember the same thing right on the other side. He's going to slide that right arm up. His left hand is going to come press down. Make sure that elbow's pointing straight up. Pull away from that back arm, Johnny, and then twist. There you go. And you can get a good stretch and maintain it. You can even relax the head down. We don't need to hold the head up. Some more tension that we want to kind of release. Let me slide this hand up just a little more. And you can play with this angle of this upper arm. We can start just above 90 and you can reach up and try to slide the elbow a little higher than that shoulder joint, and that might give you a better pull across the tissues. All right, and after a minute on this side, what we're going to do is go a little more dynamic. So now I'm going to let Johnny kind of rotate back and forth in and out of this stretch. And again, we're rotating the spine here too, so this is a good twist for that spine. Be mindful of that if you have any low back pain or upper back pain and there's tension. Again, we want this to be good. I don't want to be causing any more harm. So if it's hurting you, pull out. Don't go as far into it. And then think of this back leg as you're rotating over, kind of like a scorpion tail. It's going to reach up and around like you're trying to reach up towards your arm. Nice. There you go, Johnny. Get one more here. Nice. Go and relax. Let's come back up to tabletop. We're going to finish now with a good extension. We're going to be in this posture for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show you the setup. So let's go ahead and flip onto your back, Johnny. All you're going to need for this is a couple blocks. We have some different settings we can use. I'm going to put it on its lowest setting. Everyone should start here. And this is the lowest. We can go second, third setting. What I'm going to have Johnny do is start by bending his legs, bring his feet flat to the floor. He's going to bring his elbows and forearms to the ground. And he's going to extend his chest up. If you have a partner to slide this block under, it works a little better at first. But where we're trying to place this is right at the lower tips of his scapula. So I'm going to get this under here. I'm going to have Johnny lay back down. Good. And then he's going to gently tuck his chin and then extend his head to sit onto the block. Good, how's that block there?
Awesome.
Nice, let's turn those palms and shoulders are gonna come up. Again, this is gonna be a nice shoulder and chest opener. We just did all that work, a lot of motion. Now we're gonna sit here, breathe, and kind of let things just open up into place. Remember we started, a lot of us are living here. We gotta get back to here, start opening things up, opening chest, opening heart, opening breath. So Johnny's gonna start breathing now nice and deep. Try to get his breath up into his collarbones, getting the size of his ribs to expand, trying to breathe into the back of the ribs. And we're just gonna hold. Now down here at the feet, what's going on? We got feet are wider than the knees. Knees are falling in. This is gonna give a little decompression for the low back. And his feet are just holding here. And again, they're slightly pigeon-toed as well, so we can stay on that outside edge of the foot. Again, 2 to 3 minutes here. When you come out, I want you to come out nice and slow. Don't just come out and go right into the next movement or right in your day. We're gonna come out of this by rolling nice and slow onto your right side, Johnny. I want you to just roll into a fetal position. And then you're gonna hold there. And you're gonna hold, relax the head down. And you're just gonna check in with your body, check in after doing all that shoulder work. See how your shoulders feel, see how your chest and upper back feels. You should be feeling a lot more freedom up there. Keep going, next one. All right, Johnny.